The Miss USA pageant will be held in June. Today, by way of Skype, I'm talking to the crowned winner of the Miss Pennsylvania USA pageant. Jessica, what was the moment like for you when you were crowned back at the Miss Pennsylvania pageant in December?
It was a moment that was honestly a little bit hard to describe. I remember looking at Laura and my first runner-up, who is just a beautiful, such a well-rounded woman, and so honored to be standing next to her. And when they called my name, it was just a surreal moment, and it's something I'd worked for so long, and I immediately looked out to my family and friends and just felt very blessed to have this opportunity.
Okay, great. Now, my next question is, now that you've won the title of Miss Pennsylvania, what's a normal day for you like now, and how are you preparing for the national competition in June?
Normal is probably something that I would not describe my schedule like at all. Things are always changing, and there's always something new and different to be done. Tonight I'm going to the Philly Do-Gooder Awards, but whether it's speaking about autism or a media event, there's lots to be done. And as far as Miss USA, I'm really preparing for the job of Miss USA. I think it's so important to look beyond the pageant and really prepare myself, mentally and physically, and really to work for Donald Trump for a year.
And if there have been any obstacles that you've faced, how have you overcome them?
Definitely balancing time and this job. It's, to me, Miss Pennsylvania is a full-time job, and I'm doing that on top of, I'm also a flight attendant, so it's definitely juggling two full-time jobs. So, morning to night, I definitely plan my days, to the minute, because there isn't a minute to spare when it comes to preparing for Miss USA and making appearances. So, making time for my family and friends as well. I think that's been something that I've really had to continue to work hard for. So a lot of them have wanted to become involved and been my chaperone to some of my appearances, which has been so much fun.
Speaking of your family and friends, what or who inspired you initially to get into pageantry?
I feel really blessed because I have grown up with my brother Jamie, who is severely autistic, and he's always been my inspiration on everything I've done. He has to work hard for everything, and I'll never forget coming home from school, and I would be frustrated on a math problem, and Jamie would be matching colors. And so I always knew I had a message to share. And I'll never forget watching Shandy Finney coming back from Miss USA saying she raised $30 million for breast and ovarian cancer, and realizing the impact that pageantry can have on a cause. And I always knew that I wanted to spread my message about autism, so I knew this was a vehicle to do so.
Now, you've achieved a big dream of yours with becoming Miss Pennsylvania. What is your best piece of advice that you would give to girls in pageantry, or girls everywhere for that matter, trying to follow their dreams?
I think it's important to never give up on who you are and what you want. And I think, I actually had a close family member this year who looked at me and said, when are you going to give this up? And I did. I almost retired. This was my last hurrah going towards Miss Pennsylvania. And it was that last final time that I just believed in myself, and I knew that I would be a great Miss Pennsylvania. And I think that's so important, is to believe in the beauty of your dreams. And, you never know where the path might lead you, but I think if you have a goal and you work towards it, great things will come to you.
I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to me, Jessica. We're all rooting for you when you compete in the national competition in June.
Oh, thank you.
For Jessica Billings, it all began here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania last December, and now she's on to the national competition in June. I'm Karie Deithorn, Duke TV News 14.